Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this week's edition of the Black and Gold Report, a show all about UNC Pembroke athletics, presented by Pepsi. I'm Jenna Davison, and today on the show we're going to be talking football with head coach Shane Richardson and defensive back Dominique Bridges. And later in the show we're going to be talking volleyball with assistant coach Megan Sanger. But first, we're joined by Coach Richardson and Dominique. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Coach, the Braves will enter into a bye week after dropping their second straight game in the form of a 21-3 loss at Wingate on Saturday. So let's get your thoughts on the Wingate game first, and then we'll break down a little bit more over the rest of the show.
Yeah, I thought we went into that game and had a great week of practice, had a great week of preparation coming off a tough loss there up at Shaw, and thought the guys really did a great job of buying into everything that we gave them that week, and really went into that game with a great game plan. And I think we were in the game there early on, and then going in at halftime felt like we were really in the game. And then of course Seth went down, and that hurt our offense a little bit and kind of stalled the momentum there. But I thought Andrew came in and was sufficient in the sense of not having a lot of experience there, but defense played really hard. Obviously, if the other team doesn't score, then they can't win. So you always have high expectations there. But I thought our guys really fought hard. Unfortunate to have to, come away with another loss. But we're learning a lot of things in the process. And, I told the guys afterwards that it's not always about the destination, but the journey right now is very valuable to us.
Well, you were quoted as saying, just like you said, it isn't defined by your win or loss record or what the scoreboard says. Although you haven't been able to pick up a win over the last couple of weeks, what progressions have you seen from the Braves? Yeah,
we've talked about, really as a coaching staff, that there's really two things right now that we're coaching. And the one thing, is probably from the outside, everybody sees the football part of it, and you're watching film, you're practicing, you're learning the techniques and the fundamentals of what you need to do out there physically during the game. And then there's the other side of coaching where you've really got to be able to have the mentality and the psychological aspect of your team needs to be all on the same page and be able to really be together as one. And so I think we really took a lot of good steps in making sure that we addressed some things there. And I feel like our atmosphere is very positive, and we just really moved forward in a good way last week, and we are continually moving forward.
Well, you've said that despite the losses, you've been proud of the way your guys have stuck together. Talk about the chemistry that is prevalent on this year's team and some of the examples you've seen over the last couple of weeks.
Sure. Well, it's kind of going back to what I just related to, but I think this week more than ever we realized that coming off from the loss at Shaw, being up 17-0, losing the game, with us really not being able to finish and come together like we needed to at the end of that game, we were able to really look at that and say, hey, what can we do as all of us as individuals to do our job better and to really buy into everything just a little bit more, be a little bit more supportive of the guy next to us, buy into the program, into the system, into the philosophy, into the coaches a little bit more. And our guys really did that. And so with that part of it, I think the chemistry, the unity, the family-like theme that we talk about a lot is continually growing and developing and maturing over time.
Well, Dominique, this question is for you. What is the attitude of the players right now, and what are some of the things you guys have talked about off the field?
Well, I feel like the attitudes of all the players are still good. We're still trying to fight and get the wins, but right now, not doing too well. But everybody's still on board, still together, and just trying to go out these last 6 games with a W against every opponent.
Well, Coach, let's jump into reviewing Saturday's game. After a scoreless first quarter, the Braves got on the board first with a 25-yard field goal by Connor Haskins. You had some early success moving the ball, but what were your impressions of the offense in this game?
Yeah, I think, going back, having Seth go down, really kind of wasn't in the plans, of course. And so then you really have to tailor things and adjust to the game plan a little bit and be able to play to the strengths of what Andrew can do. And so we had to do that on the fly. Of course, that's not ideal, but what I really liked was that everybody really rallied around Andrew. They supported him. They were not negative. And, you know, guys really were trying to continue to execute their jobs and continue to try to build a rhythm with each other. And, you know, unfortunately, sometimes that maybe just doesn't happen. And we had a hard time doing that in the second half, I think, against Wingate on Saturday.
Right. Well, we're going to take our first commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to see some video highlights from this past game. So stay tuned.